My next interview is with Miss Nicole Wurzberger, one of my longtime friends, who on that day that I filmed was helping me out. And then we had, someone that didn't show up, so I had a space to fill. And I was just like, hey, uh, Nicole, whom we call Mikey, I was like, Mikey, do you want to just do an interview with me? And she said, okay. Um, so she's going to talk to us about working in a veterinarian's office and the things that she does there. And also about animals, what animals people are choosing, how do they take care of them, what signs they should look out for when they're choosing a pet. Just some of her recommendations that she has picked up over the last couple of years of working at her facility. So yeah, my interview with Nicole Wurzberger, one of my good friends. Here it is. I hope that you guys enjoy. Yeah, I had no questions for this, but hey, Mikey. Oh, sorry. Hey, Nicole.
Hey.
So Nicole, we call Mikey from forever ago. We've known each other for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to be friends through the music scene. But we're going to probably talk about music a little bit later. But for right now, I'm just curious about certain things because you work in a vet's office?
Yes, a veterinary clinic.
How long have you been working there?
I just hit 3 years, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you like it?
I do. I get to see dogs and cats. We're a dog-cat clinic only. Everybody at home is allergic and or afraid. So there we go. I get my fix every day.
Cats or dogs? Which one's your fave? Which one's better? I mean, sorry. Which one do you like better? Not which one's better.
I guess more of my favorite patients are the dogs, just because I can interact with them more. 90% of the time, the cats come in pissed off, so can't really interact with them unless they're kittens, which we have quite a few kittens that come in a lot.
I feel like cats have that sixth sense where they're just like, oh, I'm going to the vet. Maybe I'm going to get a shot. Maybe I'm not going to get a shot. I don't like this.
Yeah. They'll react, like, when you say their name, like, oh, what's your pet's name? Checking them in. Let's say it's Fluffy.
Fluffy. Oh, what's the weirdest name someone's named their pet that you've heard of in the last 3 years?
That's a good one. Oh, we have Bigfoot and Nessie, like the Loch Ness monsters, yeah.
Bigfoot?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They're both cats, actually.
Ooh.
Trying to think what else. That's a really good one.
Nessie Loch Ness monster.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That was more interesting than Bigfoot, though.
Yeah.
Is this cat chunky?
No, I mean, not chunky. I think they're large breed cats, so they're just bigger than average cats.
Okay. And then in terms of, I know dogs, everyone mixes this and mixes that. And what's the most interesting mix that you've come across?
Probably my favorite dog at the clinic. I call him best friend. His name is Buddy, but he is a Labrador and a Basset Hound mix. So
I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah,
I'll
have to put some pictures in.
I'm gonna have to Google that one.
He is from nose to tail. He looks like a Labrador, but he's got the shortest little legs. He's a lowrider, so he's a Basset Hound in that aspect.
Interesting.
And he's like these dopey looking paws that are like Basset Hound, and he's been best friend since day one.
I like that you call him best friend.
He responds to it, and he knows it's me.
Really?
Yeah, I trained him for that.
Aww. That's interesting. How many animals do you guys service on a daily basis?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, 3 doctor days. We have 4 doctors in total, so 3 doctor days. Probably 30 to 40. And when it's a 4 doctor day, it's like 40 to 50, because we have like side appointments that technicians just take to the back, like give them an allergy shot. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Of animals to go through. I mean, you're getting your animal fixes,
right?
Said, which is great, and I love the cute little pictures you take of them and post on your Instagram. I'm like, oh, that dog's cute, and from afar, I'm like, oh, that's cat cute, because I had a cat and it just did not work out for my life. And I don't know if I can even say this, but my cat was like a little terrorist. He was an outdoor cat that I adopted that I tried for with 6 months, but he was just so aggressive.
Feral.
And would bite everyone that came to the door in the back of their
Mm-hmm.
knees, and people were just like, "Yeah, I'm not coming over because of your cat." And unfortunately, that relationship never took. It didn't work out, and in the end, I took him to play dates
Yeah.
and everything so he could try to find another forever home. But he ended up scratching people, and people would return him, and they're like, "I'm bleeding because of your cat." So unfortunately, that didn't work out. So cats are not exactly my thing. I mean, I have friends that have cats, and they're just like, they're the greatest thing ever. I said I should have started off with the greatest thing ever cat, but I started off with someone that was, I'm sorry, this animal. I wouldn't say the name because I might use the name again. That was very aggressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm trying to think of another cat question to ask you, or dog question to ask you, or just any question to ask you, but it's not coming out so well.
I think we can circle around.
Huh?
Circle back to it.
Yeah, we can move on from the vet story. Can I just say, and this might take a total tangent, that I went to Chipotle yesterday, and these kids, because they're children, that are serving are messy.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I keep going back. They're so messy. I went in the one yesterday close to where I live, and somebody spilled the bag of chips in the cooking area, and nobody swept it up. It was just like crunch chips everywhere. And then you're serving rice and all of these things, and things are dropping in other, like, wipe it up.
Right, clean as you go.
Like, it's not that big of a deal. Just take 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds to wipe it up.
This is why there's food ratings.
Like, this is Chipotle back in the day was, I mean, I don't know how back in the day. It was back in the day, though. It was when I worked in the city.
Yeah.
It was clean and neat, and I used to eat it, like, every day.
You
and
did,
now, I'm eating it maybe twice a month because, like, every time I go in, it pisses me off. Total tangent from what we're discussing, but... So, is your job stressful? Or are there levels of stress?
It's levels of stress.
Okay.
Like, in the morning, before we even open, the phones are going off, and it's like, do you not look at what time we open? And you're calling and saying, I've been trying to call you. And then I only can use one ear to talk, you know, and you know, I can only put so many lines on hold, and you know, it's just it's like literally the morning rush, and probably until our lunch break is when it then finally dies down.
Wow. Worst day of the week for phone calls and people calling in.
I would say every day.
Every single day.
Every day. There is no day that's less than another. It might be different depending if there's holidays coming up.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, no, I don't want to go to the vet Christmas Eve. I don't want to go to the vet on Christmas Day. I mean, we're closed, but, you know, that's emergency clinic. So that's a lot more money than us.
What's the most interesting phone call somebody called you and you're like, I'm hearing this person, but I really want to roll my eyes because this is just...
I mean, there's so many, especially my years there, but, you know, I'll be like, all right, how long has this been going on for? Oh, like 2 months. Your pet's been suffering for 2 months? I go, did you think this was going to get better? Did you think it was going to go away? Did you call another vet?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I just, you know, I lost track of time, or I'm like, no wonder your pet lost a lot of weight.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
your
or
poor puppy or your poor cat.
no wonder your animal has PTSD about going to a vet, you know?
And not taking care of it right away.
Yeah. It's sometimes pretty... We had one dog. She always has to come in and bring her stuffed animal with her.
Oh.
And it's a big breed dog. It's a Doberman. And this big dog has to bring her stuffed animal with her every vet visit. If she doesn't have it, if she forgot to bring it from home, Mom has to stop by CVS and go get her one.
Is it a specific stuffed animal or just anything that's stuffed?
Anything stuffed is her favorite. It's her kryptonite, and that helps her get through the appointments. She's a very sweet dog, never reactive, but she just needs that extra comfort friend.
That's cute, though.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's very cute. But it's good that it's not anything specific, because if Mom or Dad can run to the store and buy just a stuffed animal, then them leaving it home is not so bad. But if it's like, you know, kids get attached to their blankets and
Right.
certain things, and it's like, if it's not that one, I'm not doing anything.
Right, exactly.
That's actually
No,
a
she's
good,
fine.
yeah.
She's come in with like a pink elephant once. She's come in with a bear. I think one of them was a dog one time. You know,
How
like,
cute.
yeah, and like I said, it's a big dog breed who looks intimidating if you see her on the street.
Yeah.
Has a stuffed animal.
Oh, that's very cute. That's cute. Is there any, not just activities, but like, do you guys play any music or anything like that in the office that the dogs or the cats
No.
are interested in, or keeps them calmer? Or
In the
not?
lobby, we don't, just because it's so loud all the time, so you can't focus on anything.
Yeah.
In the back, I mean, in the back where they do, you know, they administer the vaccines, or if they're doing surgery, I mean, they have their own music playing, but I don't know if it soothes the animal. We haven't tried that theory yet. We always talk about it, but we never do it. And I'm like, maybe we should, especially for those little extra crazy animals.
What about you? What kind of music suits you?
Me?
Yeah. For your some stressful days, not stressful others. Like, how do you de-stress? I shouldn't say what kind of music. Well, how do you de-stress, like after work or, you know?
De-stress. I mean, at least my commute home, it's a long one, so I have the opportunity to zone out on the bus and train, and then my walk. So I literally am listening to music, you know, and by the time I get home, you know, I play video games, honestly, whether it's by myself or with my friends, and, you know, acting like complete fools, you know, while talking to each other, you know. Pretty much just those two things. Sometimes I'm scrolling through TikTok for hours, kind of just like, all right, this is my unwinding. And then it's time for bed, and repeat everything over the next day.
That's how we do it. That's how we survive through the week, survive the week, or anything like that. No. I should mention that we know each other because we go to a lot of concerts. I'm just going to touch on it. We're not really going to talk about it because we may do something in the future on a different platform.
Yeah.
Let's say it that way, a different platform. But de-stressing is definitely part of my day. My drive home is a pretty long one too, and I'll be blaring music these days, listening to, and nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about like that, but that's why we're just gonna touch on it. This week was Bad Omens in Kubla Khan, Texas. Kubla Khan recently found this band. They've been a band forever, but they're our genre of music, and we're not, you know, like I said, just touching on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how we de-stress. We do have a show coming up in a week.
Yeah.
And come on, let it stay this weather.
Yes.
No more heat advisories to cancel things, to change venues and go through all that process. So hopefully it all works out really well. Now, do you have anything coming up for the rest of the summer? Or are you just hanging out, chilling?
Just hanging out, chilling. Just counting down the days until it's fall. That's when everything is the more exciting time of my life. Trips, concerts, activities, you know.
Could I just say that I'm already seeing things for Halloween in some stores?
Oh, yeah.
That's...
When I worked in retail, we were always starting a whole season ahead.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's August.
Yep.
I mean, granted, I'm sure when September rolls around, there'll be some Christmas things in the store, but I feel like we're taking it a little too far.
And a brief bit of Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah, no. I feel like Thanksgiving's almost like looked over.
Oh, yeah.
It goes straight from Halloween to Christmas.
Yeah.
And
it's a day of kind of thing.
Yeah, you may have one or two things for Thanksgiving, a fall-esque, something orange, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, they skip over Thanksgiving and go straight to Christmas, and then everything is Christmassy in the store. And if you see, I feel like
too long.
Yeah, I feel like if you see enough though, you're just like, okay, I've seen you once, I've seen you twice. Now I want to buy you because I've seen it so much. Everything's sparkly. Yeah. Everything's new. Yeah. Everything is something you want. Everybody has a sale, and that's how they get us.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how they get us. I'm like one season at a time.
Yeah.
One day at a time. I'm not liking the fact that I'm waking up now and it's 50-something degrees out. It's August.
Yeah.
Granted, I know other parts of the country are suffering with the heat.
Yeah.
Right now. And by the time you see this, it's going to be like months later. But they're suffering with the heat, but I need it to be August. I need when I wake up in the morning for,
Like, stay in the season
stay in
we're
this,
in.
yeah, stay in like the 70s.
Yeah.
Let the 70s not be the high. Let the 80s be the high. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me for that, but hey, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what else, girl. I feel like we're catching up,
Yeah.
chilling, just catching up, relaxing,
Exactly. Unwinding.
yeah. We got one more to go, but so unwinding a little bit. Yeah. The thing is, it's music, and I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
Yeah, here. Good.
I could go on random tangents about what I've learned in this field, but
What have you learned in this field?
That if you want a specific dog breed, you have to do research on what this breed needs. Like, you can't get a German Shepherd and keep it in a small Queen's apartment. Like, that dog,
a pretty big
and
dog.
not even that, it's also a working dog, meaning it needs the mental stimulation. Like, I have a client that has a German Shepherd and a Belgian Malinois, and those are police type dogs, army type dogs, and he has them go to work. They go do police work. They do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's smart. He's done his research, but then you have other people that, let's say get a French bulldog, and it's like, they come with a lot of side effects, right? What do you mean? Well, they're prone to itchy skin all the time.
Yeah.
You got to get them a nose job, or otherwise they cannot breathe properly as they age. You have to open up the nasal cavity. Like pit bull is the most misunderstood breed. Like, they're very lovey, and it's all about social interaction when they're young, but also, again, they have so many allergy issues. Like, the amount of dogs that come in for allergy shots, yes, dogs can get allergy shots.
Yeah.
I've learned that first day. And
I had no idea.
and it's mostly pit bulls and Frenchies that come in, and, people, of course, I love corgis, but I know they also need some sort of way to work out, their ancestry, which was herding. They herd cows. Now they herd children. No kidding. But, I know they need, like, a big yard to let out all that energy. Like, people, just get the breed because they think it's cute. Yes, that's fine. There's so many animals in shelters, we won't get into that. But, well, when you get a specific breed, you have to really do the research. And that's why sometimes a lot of these breeds are stuck at shelters. Like, there's so many German Shepherds, so many pit bulls.
Yeah.
I
didn't even think about that. When I was getting my cat, I just literally went to a shelter and they walked me around, and I saw that the cat was very energetic, and I was like, oh, it's a younger cat, it's not so bad.
Right.
And I just said, oh, I want him. But I didn't know that, especially for dogs, because I'm probably going to get a dog in the future, that you had to go through all of these steps to think about their medical history,
right,
and stuff like
yeah.
that for pets.
They don't tell you how expensive it can be owning a pet, let alone a dog, because dogs get into everything. Cats are pretty behaved, but they like to eat random flowers, and that's very toxic for them, a lot of flowers,
Yeah.
But, that's why we try to, educate, especially during the pandemic, everybody and their mothers was getting dogs and cats, and, now there's the separation anxiety, like, we're seeing so many cases of that, and it's like, all right, well, there's this medication that could keep them chill, but again, if, there's some people who don't want to medicate their animal all the time, and that's understandable too, but it's definitely a lot of research, and thankfully this has prepared me for down the road when I do get my own pet eventually.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats, but yeah, you definitely, it's a lot.
That's a lot of, again, never really even thought about that whole process. Never thought about it until I started talking to you, and I was just like, well, I want a blah, 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 and you said, be careful with that,
Yeah.
Make sure you check out what their medical history is and what they're prone to and all of these different things. And that made me take a step back and be like, hold on a second. And then the separation anxiety thing you just mentioned, there's a commercial that I've seen a few times on YouTube where the family was home, like you said, throughout the entire pandemic, and the dog had them morning, evening, nighttime, when things opened back up, and they started to go back out into the world. Now the dog's ripping things up, tearing up the toilet paper. They're coming home and the house is like trashed every day. And then they found out, the dog had separation anxiety, and let's get him a companion, so at least he has someone here
Right.
during the day, and they got another dog.
Yeah.
So that worked out really nice for that family. But I could see how, you being home all the time before the pandemic, you're like sending your dog to daycare and all of that stuff, and they have other interactions with other animals, and now you're home all day. But then now that's ripped away. There's no easing back into it. It was just ripped away.
Right.
And then the dog can have these issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't have a whole lot of pets, so I don't know what the whole process is, but it's nice to have people that work in different areas that can educate you about these things. So thank you so much.
Right, of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. Working in the vet field really has been mind-opening, just because I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that some things is similar in the human world versus the animal world, you know?
Now, just to wrap us up, what is the best piece of advice that you would give, besides what we just talked about, if there's anything else that you could think of, someone that is getting their, say, first pet?
Definitely look into, besides doing research on the breed, if you're going for a breed-specific pet, or even if you're adopting from the shelter, whatever they say they're mixed with, just do research, because a lot of these breeds, especially in dogs, are prone to a lot of things later in life. Whether it's a big dog, they can no longer support themselves physically. You have small dogs who have, really bad dental issues down the road, whatever. But do the research, but also kind of set up a separate bank account if you're able to, or do the insurance, or some other type of financial means that can help, but to help prepare you, because there's so many times that I'll see the clients like, well, I can't afford that, I don't want to give up my pet, I love them, or I don't want to put them down just yet. They have some time left in them, and it's heartbreaking to watch that, and it sucks, because if only they were told, beforehand, like, hey, this is going to be expensive. Not counting your own lifestyle, whatever you're into, or, again, things you're not prepared for in general that can happen, but, be prepared. It's having an animal, it's not the same level, but it's like having a child, I mean, you're going to be constantly yelling, don't eat that, take that out of your mouth,
Stop. No.
Can you calm down? I don't understand you,
All of these different things. So you hear that, people? Do your research before getting a pet. If it's a specific breed, definitely do your research on that. But Nicole, thank you so much for being on my show today. And that's it for us on Inquire with Rochelle. Thank you.
That was a good conversation.
Yes.
I need sugar now.